And that's not all from our state government. A recent report published by the Louisiana Legislative Auditor is giving us a closer look into the Department of Children and Family Services. And the focus of the report is to see how effective Louisiana's safe haven laws are. Safe haven laws, or otherwise known as Baby Moses laws, allow a parent to surrender an infant less than 60 days old anonymously to a facility in cases where the parents are unable to provide for the child. In exchange for surrendering the infant, the law grants the parents anonymity and protects them from any criminal liability that would come from cases of neglect and abandonment. According to the legislative auditor, between the years of 2013 and 2023, a total of 64 infants have been relinquished using this law. Out of those 64, roughly 26% of the cases originate from New Orleans. Places like Alexandria and Lake Charles had an average of roughly 3.5 cases. But there was an outlier in the data reported. According to the released statistics, Monroe had 0 safe haven cases. You can learn more about Louisiana's safe haven laws over on the official DCFS website.